the biggest thing that you picked up in that experience and being a business broker, which is no small feat, like coming straight out of college. Like that's a serious deal there to be, helping people buy businesses and structuring the deals. Like this is some complex stuff. So like, what do you feel like was the key kind of core that you learned that you then took on to the next thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. Murphy as a franchise system, great system. I'm glad to have gotten my start with them. But what I learned was as a franchise system, an area that I felt like, when you join a franchise system, candidly, the value proposition diminishes as you go. Like, because as you get more experience, you start to feel like, hey, I don't need any more training, right? After a year or two, 3 years. And so I felt like if there was more lead generation to help me find customers, that's something that would be important. And so I always held on to that. And we'll come to that, where what we're doing at Voda later. But lead generation seemed very important to me. But what I learned was, well, first of all, I don't know how anybody listed their business with me. I was 22 years old. I, was probably, didn't even know, which direction I was going. And I did, though. I got a lot of good listings, sometimes for as much as $2 million listings, especially franchise resales. And what I learned from that was just, again, being utterly candid, was the bar was so low. I was this kid that would answer the phone and show up and aggressive, a little more aggressive than the general business broker community. So one of the things I learned was try to play in an area where the barrier of entry is low and the standards are low, and you can, dominate. And in the home services space, I think that's the case too today.
That's it. Yeah, that's really, really interesting. That it's true. So I have a buddy of mine that I had on the podcast where I'm trying to convince him to franchise the business, but he's in the TV mounting space.
Oh
And
yeah.
he created this insane brand that it's similar. Well, one, he's a great marketer, right? And so he was able to leverage his skill set in marketing, and he just crushes the competition because he created this amazing brand and persona called the Mounting Man. And that like he said, the bar is set so low. These people, they don't show up on time, they no show, they're not reliable. And so he's really able to dominate the competition. So I think that's actually a really interesting, perspective for business owners or aspiring business owners to think about. Or yeah, where have I had a poor experience lately, and maybe that's an opportunity, for me to jump into. If you enjoyed this short clip from the podcast, you can check out another short clip right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode of this podcast, you can watch that here. And remember, knowledge is not power. It's applied knowledge that's power. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.